Hey everybody, it's Russ Curtis, professor of counseling. This is Katie Getz, licensed clinical mental health counselor, supervisor, LCAS, addiction training, and also addiction supervisor as well as other things. We're going to demonstrate today, and at the end of the role play, we're going to have some commentary about kind of what we were trying to do. Where this is strictly a role play. I'm going to play the client, Katie is the clinician, and we're talking about tobacco cessation. Did I say that right, Katie?
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we're trying to help people think about perhaps stopping tobacco use because as Katie and I were talking prior to this, is a that creates a lot of health issues, no matter what issues you might be experiencing. So, all right, Katie, we're role playing. I'm the client.
great. Hey, Russ, I really appreciate you meeting with me today. I know you've been here a little bit and now you're taking a little more time to talk with me. So wanted to thank you for that first.
Okay, yeah, I got a little bit of time, but yeah.
Yeah, great. And Dr. Susan said that she wanted me to just check in with you because you had been having a little more trouble breathing lately. And that you were kind of saying you think the smoking is making it a little bit worse. But that's something that's been hard for you.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, maybe so. I mean, I've been smoking a long time. Picked it up in early teens. My family all smoked, so I know it's not good for you, but there's probably a lot of other things that'll get me before that will.
Sure. Yeah, you don't need me to tell you it's not good for you. Yeah, you've been around smoking a long time. Family smoked. It was just the norm, and here you are. Yeah, I get that. And yeah, I just want to say I know that it's sometimes hard to hear people tell you to quit or do something different because I'm sure it sounds like you've thought about it before. Have you tried to cut back or quit before?
Yeah, I've tried several times. I've done the patch, in different kinds of things. At one point, I had quit for about 4 months. That's the longest I've been.
Yeah.
But I just noticed that I was like so irritable and angry, and that's why I went back to smoking. Yeah.
Yeah, man, 4 months. That's incredible. But sounds like it didn't feel so incredible at
It
the
didn't feel
time.
incredible. It was a long
Yeah,
time. I was proud of it, and it was kind of I mean it was a lot less expensive.
yeah,
All the
yeah,
taxes they charge you on cigarettes, and yeah, so
yeah. They really get you there, don't they?
they
Yeah.
do.
But you were proud of it. You made it 4 months. Yeah, yeah. But it was also really hard at the same time.
Yeah, I couldn't, I mean, if you would give me something for my anxiety and anger and all that, but the docs won't do that. So it's like, all right, well,
Mm.
I'm having to do what I can actually get. And so,
Yeah, yeah. You would be willing and wanting to cut back or quit if you had something to help with some of these other things that come up for you, the anger and anxiety.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah. Would you be willing to talk more about like what it would look like to address some of that irritability or anxiety in order to be able to think about quitting or making a plan to quit?
yeah, I mean, I'm always willing to talk. I don't have a whole lot of time today, but yeah,
Yeah, no problem. Well, why don't we find a time that'll meet for your schedule and we can just pick up here and there's no pressure to do anything different right now. But I just hear that you're open to kind of talking about it. And I just want to say, like, you already have some ideas about what gets in your way. And so
right.
you've already done some of the work about cutting back or quitting. It's like I know what gets in my way. So that's a really great start.
That's true. That's true. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah.
Great.
Is that good?
That was it. Yeah, that was
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So tell me what you were doing. What kind of things you had in mind when you were working with me? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one of the things I had in mind is there's something called the 5A's, and it's really a way around tobacco use that's really shown to help people um, just to bring it up. So the first A is just to ask about it every time. And that doesn't mean we always have to ask the patient if we know, but like, am I sitting with someone who's struggling with tobacco? So that's the first A. The second one is to be clear about like quitting or cutting back, like is a goal or is helpful or is connected to their health concern. And we don't do that with any kind of shaming, but that's
Right.
advising. The third one is to assess, like, are they willing to like do something about it? Are they open? And you said you were like, I'm open to talking about it, right?
Right.
And that's a win. And so that A about assessing, yeah, assessing is open. If you were like, nope, that's not what I want to do right now, I would honor that. And then I would ask if we could talk about it maybe down the road. I would
Okay.
ask for permission to do that so that you're really in charge. And then if somebody says, yeah, I'm willing, the next A stands for assist, which really means I'm going to support you wherever you are in that goal. I'm figuring out, like, are there medications that can help either directly with the cravings or with that irritability and anxiety? Are there support groups? Are there technique strategies that you're going to use to really assist you with that? And then arrange for a follow-up. So if somebody says, that's the last A, arrange, yes, I'm willing to talk about this, then I want to be real clear to follow up by phone or follow up with an appointment to do that. So that's called the 5A's, which is like a nice thing to have near you. But the other thing that I wanted to what that I was thinking about, one was like, I didn't want you to feel shame. Like,
Right.
the doctor probably already said something to you. I don't know how that conversation came about,
Yeah.
hopefully in like a really great way, but maybe not. And then I want to acknowledge, like, this isn't your first rodeo. You probably know this is not the best thing for you. So I don't want to sound like the expert in the room who's now letting you know tobacco's bad,
Yeah.
or any kind of scare tactic. I don't think that works. And then the other thing that was on my mind was that that's a pretty big deal that you have quit before and that you made it 4 months. And so
Right.
how do we like really build off of that, learn from that, and give you some credit for that?
Yeah, I love that. And it felt like you were very effective. And as I've seen you in other role plays and imagine you'd be with clients, is just that you're never losing that connection piece and also
Mhm.
honoring the person. That regardless of where this goes, if the session goes sideways, the main thing is I want to make sure I maintain the connection. And it can be so easy when we learn 5A's that we do that in a very formulaic way. And I didn't even know what you were doing. I mean, when you were going through and talking to me, I would never have known that, oh, I've actually got a list of like how to kind of approach this. So
Mhm.
thank you for
Yeah,
that role
and
play. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
sure. I was just going to say, the only thing in retrospect, like my own self-reflection, is like, it's great that in our role play you agreed to come back and talk about it, but it's like possible, like, maybe you don't want to, and that's the way you get out of the room. So I wish I'd kind of, and this is role play, but what are you really here for? Is there something else that you wanted to talk about, so that we could have that hook and this other piece that might be have started as the doctor or my agenda around your health?
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. It's essentially assessing stage of change too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, why you might not be here for tobacco cessation at all. So let's make sure we address why you're here, because if I can keep you coming back, I mean that's better than you
Mm-hmm.
leaving for good.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Katie. I'm going to stop recording on this one.